Hi, this is God's Own Medicine PS4 Medic Maniac YouTube, and this is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, and it's a different profile of mine. Last time I showed you the magic archer that I built on one of my other profiles, and this time I'm going to show you a Mystic Knight that I built. So I'll load up the game. The Mystic Knight's a fun vocation. I enjoy it. I enjoy the magic archer also. I think that's a very, very fun vocation. But the Mystic Knight I was interested in doing because I love the fighter vocation. That's really good. And I'd been also playing the magic archer vocation and loving the ability to go into physical and magic, and I thought, since I really like the fighter so much, I'm going to try the Mystic Knight to find out what that's like to play. And so I thought about how to build it, how to go about building the Mystic Knight, and so I chose to build mine like this. So this is Big Wan. And I've given him, a decent slice of stamina. I think if I was building a pawn with a shield, I'd try and give him more stamina than that. But since it's me, since I'm the Arisen, and since a Mystic Knight, it doesn't have to be close all the time. He can do different things. He's got the ability to use the Dominion Claw staff, the Mage's staff. And he can do ranged attacks, and he can also do ranged attacks with other skills that he's got, so you don't have to use the shield like a fighter for blocking all the time, so you don't need to consider lots of stamina. I mean, you can if you want, if you want to build it that way, but I felt that I wanted to build a Mystic Knight that would be capable of getting in and doing physical, but capable also of utilizing the magic component to the vocation. So I've gone for, similar HP and stamina, just over 3,700 for the HP, and obviously not that far away from 3,700 with the stamina really. Offensively, I knew that the Verge of Madness, which is the mace, I knew that was powerful. And so I felt that strength-wise, when you get clout and you get the Verge of Madness and it's gold forged, he will be able to do some damage. The Mystic Knight can also use the Devil's Bane or a Cursed Light if you need a magic sword, but you've also got the magic maces to consider, if you should require or feel like playing like that. So you can use a few offensive weapons. You've got a little variety to use there, but I've gone for a strength of just over 500. I think my Magic Archer had 503 base strength, and Big Wan, the Mystic Knight, has 507 base strength. Magically, I didn't feel the need to really ramp up the magic. I felt a similar kind of base to the strength, so I've gone for 10 points higher with the magic. Defensively, I felt it necessary to give him some physical defense because I did want to use the component of the vocation that allowed me to just charge in there like you can with fighters to get that confidence and swagger, don't you, when you've got that shield and you can just charge in and have at it using your perfect blocks and whatnot. And obviously the Mystic Knight has magic that he can utilize through the shield, and you can really have a lot of fun in close combat with the Mystic Knight. They're really good fun to use. So I beefed up the physical defences a bit, but I felt that the Hellfire armour, when he gets it, he's only got one piece so far, which is the helmet, and all the rest is the Betrayers. set, which is the set slightly below. But when he gets the Hellfire stuff, obviously his defences will, shape up even better than that. But the fighter gear does boost the physical defense, and that's one thing I looked at when I was building him. If I built the Mystic Knight, then I could put the physical defenses up, but have it compensated by the armor. So the magic defenses came out higher, because that's the part of the Hellfire armor that they lack, really. If you've got your magic, if you're doing a magic vocation, the carrion stuff will boost the magic defenses more. The Hellfire stuff boosts the physical defenses more, so I felt it necessary to build up that magic defense to compensate, because being an Arisen, when you go into a room, lots of things target you, magic and physical, so I felt it necessary, if I'm going to be the Arisen, to play that vocation, to have good magic defenses. For skills, at the minute I'm obviously using a Dragon Blood. That is a go-to ring for me, and then I use a band to boost a couple of skills. So my debilitations are looking like that, and obviously they will change when I get the Hellfire armor, because that does debilitation and elemental resistances better than the Betrayer stuff. For skills, at the moment I'm using Sky Rapture, which is the Mystic Knight version of something like Blink Strike, but it puts them in the air, doesn't it? It's useful for jumping over gaps and things like that as well. Great Cannon, I'm using Vortex Sigil, Frost Trance, Lightning Trance and Holy Furor at this point, but I do swap these round, and there are lots of ways to beat your enemies. You can really mix it up. I haven't showed you my augments that I've got set at the minute. I've got Bastion and Awareness, which I said last time, it's a staple. Sinew, because obviously when you carry in a selection of weapons like you can do with the Mystic Knight, and you've got all your heavy armour and stuff, Sinew's a staple for a fighting vocation. And also, Mystic Knight, which is a hybrid fighting vocation. Prescience I have, which allows perfect blocks a bit more easily, but I don't always need that. Clout to accentuate physical strength, and magic to Acuity to accentuate those magic attacks. If I go into my equipment, you can see that I'm carrying around Gold Forge, Verge of Madness, Diabolic Shield, Mage Breaker, Devil's Bane, should I want a sword, and a Dominion Claw. In my rings, I carry around the Shield Enchanter's Band, so you can see what he does there, and I carry around the Mystic Knight's Band, so that the Sopor, which is unique to a Mystic Knight with the staff, the skill to put enemies to sleep, I can use the grand version of that. And I also carry around a Ring of Desiccation, which is necessary in parts of the Bitter Black, I find. So that is Big Wan, and you don't want to mess with Big Wan. His sidekick, his trusty sidekick, is Fenella. And when I build characters, if I feel the need to do so, if I'm, because I imagine a personality and a nationality and everything like that for my characters, and Fenella's an old Scottish name because she's a Scottish strider, but she can play as anything. Fenella, she really can. Her build is very, much that she can do any vocation at all. So I've gone for her, quite a rounded a rounded character. HP and stamina have come out nearly 4,000 HP and over 3,600 stamina, which is pretty decent. Her strength, physical, and magic are around that base of 500. So, like I say, she can play any vocation I want. Her defences, I've gone for another rounded base of around 400. And at the moment in her skill set as a strider, she's got Brain Splitter, which is obviously from a band, and Hailstone Volley. I'll show you the other skills as well. Instant Reset, obviously, Leaping Stone, Fivefold Flurry, and Shriek Dart. So those are her skills at the minute. She uses Bastion and Awareness, which are a staple, Damping, Eminence, Precision, and Clout at the moment. So that's her augment stat and her skill set. Her profile, she is Challenger Scather. So I wanted a pawn to really get stuck in there, and Fenella does that. So that is my all-round pawn to go with my hybrid vocation Mystic Knight, who is tremendous fun to play as, really. Skills, yeah, the bands will, if I equip different bands, they will give me enhanced versions of different skills, but what I find as playing Mystic Knight is that I tend to swap my skills around depending on what I'm doing in the game, and therefore I tend to swap my bands around like I appear to have done here where I've saved it, because normally I'll have enhanced versions of different things. But I think that's the beauty of hybrid vocations, is that you can swap around and have fun trying out different things and different ways to play. They are very, very fun vocations to do and to build. So yeah, Mystic Knight, I felt I didn't need excessive strength or excessive magic, but I did feel I needed to balance up the defences, so that the physical defence was boosted by his armour, which he's always going to get, plus the fact that he's got a shield, and that's why it's important not to skimp on stamina. But like I said before, if I'm building a pawn and they've got a shield, I'll probably look for more stamina, because AI is different to the player. The player can gauge when to use things and when to back off, and when to conserve his stamina. So I felt that if I had decent stamina, that would be good enough, and I think that's decent enough. I think that's good enough. I certainly really enjoy playing this vocation. So there we are, my Mystic Knight and my all-round pawn on a different profile of Dragon's Dogma. Until next time, take care.